Hello? 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 Ah, okay. Hi. Hello, everyone listening on the radios. It's me again. I know it's been a while and I'm sorry that it took so long for me to reach out again, but sometimes life doesn't play in a way you want it to. Tonight is one of those moments where I sit here in the silence of the lighthouse and can't help myself and think that loneliness can be a very difficult person to have around. Somehow they are there and somehow they're not. You might feel connected by knowing someone is looking at you, but at the same time feel horror by knowing that no matter what will happen to you, they will not help you. So I thought about taking this opportunity of cherishing the silence and telling you about one of my many adventures out there in space and how it helped me getting a better insight of who I am and what I want to be in this life. I think it's been over a few decades when I first set my foot in one of those massive spaceships that they offered at various stations to take on a ride. I did not know what I could expect, but I quickly found out that when you're out there in a seemingly endless void, drifting around in weightlessness, and the only thing that somehow lights the door are the few stars scattered about, then you finally grasp the concept of silence. No one is talking, and no one is breathing. No one is, well, existing. I've wavered around and couldn't help myself but drift away, looking at planets, asteroids, and other things that were floating in the darkness. Somehow this gave me some sense of peace. I remember very distinctly that I stopped on a very small asteroid where I could put some fuel into my spaceship, since there was one of those many stations where it was possible, and I looked at a small building. For the people who are listening that are from Earth, you can imagine it as some form of diner, you call it, I think. I did not want to go inside. I did not want to talk to anyone, since I felt so lonely that my mind told me that no one can lift this loneliness from me, that no one can take the burden off my shoulders that are keeping me down. Somehow I was pushing against this, pushing against everything that could happen and everything that would happen. And after a long time debating with myself if I should take this first step or not, I decided to do it. I entered the diner and sat down in one of those little booths and ordered myself a peppermint tea and gazed outside of the window. Spaceships flying in and out of the station, species that you cannot even imagine were wandering around. Suddenly, I noticed some movement in the corner of my eye, and an unfamiliar face sat down in my booth. Well, I am a shy person. For all of you who don't know me, that is a very easy description of me. I am a very defensive one who does not like to openly start a conflict. So I thought to myself that it might be smart to just ignore the person that was trying to start a conversation. To my luck, I didn't succeed. I remember this conversation as it was yesterday.
Excuse me, I'm sorry for intruding your silence, but I was watching you the whole time and couldn't help myself but notice that you seem lost.
Why? How did you notice?
It's not very difficult to see that you are uncomfortable. I know it is none of my business, but Loneliness is only as close as you let it. This might be quite difficult to understand, and I get it, but you have to see that none of us is really lonely. Even if you have no one in your life, even if your family or all of your friends are gone, there are still those who have the exact same issues, problems, situations going on. So, even though they are not in your life physically, somehow you also form a galaxy with your own little stars. Tell me, what did you see when you were floating through space?
I don't know, stars, planets.
Yes, exactly. All those stars and all those planets are brimming with life. Every light, every moment, every living being is there, connected to the greater good, connected to the universe, connected to you. I know that there will be days, there will be nights, where the loneliness and the silence seem to get to you, where everything is too much, where every obstacle feels like something you will never overcome. But remember, you prevailed until now. There is no reason to stop halfway, right? So, enjoy your lunch, and until we meet again.
And that is how they left me. They came into my life and left only in minutes. I didn't really catch everything they meant, or at even the slightest bit, but somehow I felt better. It comforted me in a way that took me a long while to completely grasp. And maybe you, the person who listens to me right now, can relate to this feeling. The situation when you are all alone, when everything is silent, when there is no one there to comfort you or to give you some sense of support. Remember that you are not alone. Even if no one is in the room with you right now, or is calling you, or isn't listening to you, that will never mean that your voice will not be heard. As long as this world, as this universe, as everything is moving and rotating, as long as you breathe, you will be connected to the rest of us. You are important. And I think this marks a great stopping point for this little broadcast. The next time I will tell you when I visited an underwater kingdom where I met the love of my life. Until then, farewell.